Okay, good morning, everyone. You guys late too, or are they there? No?
Morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning, David.
Hey, have you made a determination on who will start this game, or are you still discussing that with your staff?
Yes, we're still working through the process. I think the most important point that's, as far as the goal is to make sure both Garrett and Cooper are ready. So, the reps aren't being distributed equally, and I really don't want to get into the specifics of it, but, just learning from last week's experience, just with all the pressure in the Philadelphia game, just to give us the best opportunity offensively. My focus is to make sure both Garrett and Cooper are ready to play in the game.
This is a kind of off the beaten track question, but back in 1971, Tom Landry actually alternated Roger Staubach and Craig Morton every play. Do you consider doing that as far as your nod to Cowboys history?
I have, unfortunately, there's a lot of other great nods to Cowboy history that I will pursue. That won't be one of them. No, we will not alternate quarterbacks. We're gonna give one of them the football and tell them to take it and run with it. This is just more of a, we don't know how long we're gonna be in this situation. So I think it's best to have both guys ready.
What's the status of with Ezekiel Elliott and his hamstring, and is Tony Pollard ready for a bigger role?
Tony Pollard's ready for as much as any role that we put him in. So Tony's ready. I've been very impressed with him. I think the last 3 weeks he's played very well. But as far as Zeke didn't do as much as I probably anticipated. So we'll take tomorrow and warm him up Sunday just to make sure that he's full go.
Mike, you talked last week about how certainly planning a game plan for Ben DiNucci is different than Dak or Andy. When you think about a game plan for Cooper starting or Garrett, is it fairly similar given their level of experience and level around the league, or experience around the league?
Similar to Andy or Ben? Is that the question? You kind of went in and out there.
Between Cooper and Garrett, do you envision a similar game plan regardless of which one of those guys start?
Definitely. Yeah, we're operating off the same game plan for both Garrett and Cooper. Yes, absolutely.
And with regards to Zeke, is this more about continuing to limit him, or do you think there's a chance he won't be able to contribute as you would like him to on Sunday?
No, he's got a hamstring that we're just being smart with. So that's why he was limited yesterday. So feels better today. But our work tomorrow will tell us a lot, and we'll take it all the way to the pregame workout.
Mike, yesterday was the first day that we talked with Garrett Gilbert, and he seemed to have some confidence about him, some quarterback to him, I guess. I don't know if I'm making too much of that, but I'm wondering if you've seen the same in practice and meetings. Oh,
I agree with you. Yeah, definitely. He's played a lot of quarterback. I mean, this guy grew up as a quarterback. His father was a quarterback, so he knows how to play the position. There's no lack for confidence or know-how. So just really, it's about getting the timing and the continuity in order. As far as running the offense. So yes, I find him to have a lot of confidence, and he's been like that since the day he arrived.
And then with a guy like Van Der Esch, what's the value of having a guy like that who can, against a team like Pittsburgh that can run it like they do and spread it around in the pass game to different levels, different positions, that he has that versatility to maybe handle both the run and the pass?
Definitely, and I think Leighton's getting better each week. He obviously coming back from the injury, he has tremendous length and speed, and has his reach, as you've already stated, both in run and pass is definitely a huge asset for us defensively. But his understanding and familiarity with the defense, you can see has been growing. As particularly, I think our defense has improved the last 2 weeks.
I'm good. Calvin, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Skyler. Coach, did Zeke have this hamstring develop in the last game, or was it something that's been lingering for a couple of weeks?
This is something that came out of the last game with happened on the fumble on the return. fumble return.
And when it comes to this quarterback decision, I'm sure a lot of variables go into it. How much do you trust your own gut instinct to say, I'm going with this guy because I just have a gut feeling this is going to be the best thing for us?
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's part of it, and that's why you just really pay attention to all the little things that go into playing the position. And I think at the end of the day, we have two young guys that don't have a ton of game day experience, but they're both very smart. The game comes easy to them, but this is more about the timing and being connected, being in touch with the cadence and the operation. These are things you normally knock out in a training camp. So we're up against it a little bit with the time in front of us. So, but both Garrett and Cooper, they know how to play quarterback.
The Steelers have 3 players on a double-digit sack pace. What are your impressions of their front when you study it on film?
I think their pass rush is as good as I've seen it. So, they're winning in the normal down and distance battle. And there's more pressure you see in that area. But their 4-man rush is as good as I remember it. So, it's they play excellent time clock defense, and that's something that we have to be in touch with from with our protection unit, and more importantly with the quarterback.
You've been around Zack Martin now for several games. How would you characterize the level at which he's played this season and his overall importance to the team?
I think you just need to watch the Philadelphia game, and you see the impact of having Zack Martin as opposed to not having him. So he brings that to your offensive line. He keeps that group tight. He's definitely an excellent leader. I've been very impressed with that. But his level of play is extremely consistent, and he makes players better around him. And that's when people talk about great players. I think you have great players and good players in this league, because you don't get into the National Football League being an average player. So to me, they're all good players, and the great ones make people around them better. And Zack Martin is definitely that guy for us.
Mike, do you feel a little bit better about Chidobe Awuzia's ability to play this week? And if he is able to return, what can he bring to that secondary right now?
I'm really not sure. I'm not sure if he's gonna go. So, we came out of yesterday's practice with a lot more information. So this is going to be a decision that we make with the coaches and the training staff after his work tomorrow.
Is there a chance he may need some sort of surgery, or is this just a longer process before he could come back?
I don't anticipate surgery, but it's just, all injuries are different, and until he's, full go and has confidence in it, we won't put him out there.
Mike, you've mentioned that the quarterback decision will really come down to who has that timing down, command of the huddle. How do you assess how well these quarterbacks have picked up your playbook, given that neither were in the building to start the season?
Well, I think that's clearly their strength. I'd say clearly their strength is the classroom. When you watch these two young men operate, they both asked really good questions when they first arrived. I think you got to remember Cooper went through the spring with us, so he's in touch with the language and the terminology changes from last year to this year. So conceptually, there's not an understanding or need to know issue at all. This is more about timing. I feel like not to be redundant. This is just more about timing and getting into a rhythm, continuity, command, and just giving these guys the ball and letting them go play the position.
I wanted to follow up real quickly. You said Zack Martin makes players around him better. I'm just curious, how so? Can you elaborate on that?
Well, it's just like anything. When you're playing next to someone that you not only respect, you see his detail and how he plays the game. The detail of the operation at the line of scrimmage, says the right things in the huddle when it needs to be said. Pulls guys off to the side. He's not a big rah type guy, but he speaks when something needs to be said, and they listen to him. So He brings the energy up of the offensive line. I think his style of play speaks for itself, and it's something that, it's a standard that other people need to adhere to. So he commands a lot of respect on our football team. That's it. Okay, thank you.